I'm going to walk through a multi-step income statement analysis using FlowResearch. What we're going to do is we're going to ingest a company's 10K into an input, then we're going to extract the income statement data, and then run that data through a number of steps in order to produce a final output analysis and report. I'll clear out this workspace, add an input node, and I can use the SEC integration. I'll just pick Walmart. I can pick any company, and I will select the most recent 10K. Now I'll add a research node. I'll connect them. And here I can enter the prompt or instruction in order to analyze that 10K, but I'm going to actually load a pre-existing prompt. What this prompt does is it takes a quarterly or annual report and extracts the income statement data. I'll load this and I'll save it. And now I'll just run this workflow. Data goes from the input node into the research node. After a couple seconds, we can look at the results and we have this nice clean table with the income statement data. What can we do with this? I'm going to add another research node. I'll open this up and load another prompt. This is a ratio calculation prompt. It will take in the income statement table and it will calculate certain ratios. I'll load this, save it, and now I can run this again. But before I do that, we've already run this extraction and we have this data. So rather than rerunning it, I'm going to lock this node, and that way we can reuse this data. We don't have to reproduce it. I'll rerun the workflow. And after a couple of seconds is completed and we have a nice clean table of all of our ratio calculations. And of course we can look through this, evaluate it, change it, have different types of ratios. And we can look back and see all the intermediate steps in data. I'll lock this data and I will add another research node in order to do some analysis on the ratios. This insights and questions prompt is going to take in the ratio data that was already calculated. It's going to analyze trends, extract insights, but then also create a list of questions that need to be answered based on that analysis. I'll load the prompt, save it, run the workflow. Once complete, we can review this output. Down here, we have a number of follow-up questions that were generated based on the analysis. I'll go back to the workflow, add in another research node, connect the output from these insights and questions to that node, and then I'm also going to connect the original 10K. And what this research task is going to do is get the insights that we got from the ratio analysis. It's going to look at the questions, and then it's going to try and answer those questions as best as possible or fill in the gaps from the original 10K data. Run the workflow and review the results. So here we have some additional information related to the ratio analysis and then also answers to some of the questions, as well as a list of the questions that it could not answer. Now we have one more stage here, and this is to create an output. I'm going to use an output node. I'm going to connect our last analysis, and then I'm also going to connect the ratio table that we generated. Here I'll load in a one-page analyst brief template. This is going to take in the ratios calculated and our final analysis and create a one-page analyst brief. We can see our final report with everything summarized exactly as we specified in the instruction, and then we have our table at the bottom. You can also go back and again look through all the intermediate steps. You can go to any stage in the research, make modifications, rerun certain nodes in order to get the result that you want. Now that this is created, I can save it as a template and I can rerun it on any other company. Why don't I try NVIDIA? And now we have the one-page analyst brief for NVIDIA with all of the intermediate data steps and the initial source data to review. This entire workflow took less than 5 minutes to run and demonstrates how FlowResearch streamlines the process of creating, testing, and iterating your own custom AI workflows for research.